Hi, Rich with Our Little Homestead, and today we're butchering chickens. Over here we got 10 Jumbo Cornish Cross. We're only going to do about 5 of them today. Kind of wanted to go through the process of what it's like to butcher one of these guys. These suckers are 10 weeks old, and they are an amazing creature. They cannot breed, so you'll never get eggs from a Jumbo Cornish Cross or any Cornish Cross that I know of. But look at the beautiful legs on these guys. They're an amazing beast. 10 weeks, they go from being hatched to being in the freezer. It doesn't take a lot of food to raise them. You do have to feed them, obviously. Really, they only got 1 meal a day and plenty of fresh water. They were on grass most of the time. So these are what you might consider just a true meat bird, I guess you could say. So what we're going to do is we're going to butcher some of these guys. I'm also going to go through some of the things that you might need, because there are things you can't just slice your throat and be good to go, and other people do it lots of different ways, but this is the way we do it. So I'll start off with one of our main ingredients. This is our burner, and on it we have 2 pots of water. After you have called the chicken, it needs to be dunked in about 140 to 160 degree water, just for a few seconds, 10-15 seconds. Some people say 140 degree water for 15 seconds. You'll figure it out. When the feathers start coming off these guys easy, that's when it's time to pull them out of the water. We usually check by looking at the skin on the legs. If it peels back real easy, it's time to start plucking. And we also check the wings. If they come out of the wings easy, that's when we start plucking. So basically what we got here is 2 canners, which are specifically for doing chickens. And they're just getting our water up to temp. Second thing we have here, this is where we're going to do our butchering. So we're going to do our gutting. This is where the dirty work takes place. We have some knives, obviously, thermometer for checking our water, some bone crunchers, because you're going to have to take off those bones, and also some cleaning materials, because this is not a clean job. This is a little bit of a dirty job. My wife likes to wear nitrile gloves. I do not. I use my hands. She uses her hands too, but she uses them in nitrile gloves. And then once we process the chicken, basically we have the cone over here, and we also have donkey over there. We have the cone. We cull them, we dip them, we pluck them, we gut them. From there, they go into a cooler with ice, where they will remain for about 24 hours. 12 hours. My wife's shaking her head at me. About 12 hours. Just to kind of like loosen them up, I guess. Why is it that we let them sit for 12 hours? I can never remember.
They have to go through rigors first, and then the meat loosens up, and put them in bags and put them in the freezer.
Hopefully you heard that. And I'm wearing a mic today, huh? So I don't know how much this little mic is picking up. So here what we've done is we have put the chicken into the cone, and of course you can see the rope attached to its head. That's basically so we can pull his head down through the bottom of the cone, making the neck more accessible. And right underneath of his jowls, I guess you could call them, we're just going to make a fine incision and find his jugular there. That's what I'm doing, is I'm locating his jugular. At this point, my mic has quit working and I didn't realize it. And once you find his jugular, which is really easy to do, it's right underneath of his jowls there. Just make an incision. You'll see lots of blood come out, and you let the bird drain. Prior to this, before putting the bird into the cone, I'd actually held the bird upside down, I don't know, probably for about 30 to 45 seconds, letting the blood all rush to his head. this kind of anesthetizes the chicken, puts him to sleep, makes him really groggy. Imagine if somebody held you upside down in a very unnatural position, and you would probably feel the same way. And so that really calms the bird down before you put him into the cone. I then insert the bird into the cone, and he's already, half out of it because of the amount of blood in his head and brain. So when I cut the bird's neck there is no pain involved. He's pretty much out of it already, and he just bleeds out quietly and peacefully. They kick a little bit there towards the end as life is leaving them, but outside of that, and that's why actually I'm holding on to his legs there, you can see he's kicking a little bit. Completely natural. From the time I made the incision to the time I took him out of the cone was approximately 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. And that's really all there is to it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to remove the innards of this guy. Now, there's a couple different ways we can do this, but the most important thing to do first, before we get to that part, is we got to get rid of this here. Well, we don't have to get rid of the neck. Some people like the neck. I get rid of the neck. I don't want the neck. So we're going to flip the bird over so he's backside up. And we're just going to make an incision on that skin there. And you're going to kind of just feel your way around. You're going to remove all this neck skin here. And this will all just pull right off. Nice and easy. In the slop bucket. You'll find a spot in the spine there that you want to remove the neck. Make an incision there. Some people save the neck. Some people make it into, I don't know, soup or whatever. I'm not quite sure, but they use it in one form or another. Get your handy dandy clompers again. Make a cut. Now what you're going to do is just cut the rest of the way through that meat. I didn't quite get it all. Can you see that okay?
I know.
You can get it in there. Just going to cut down through there. There's 2 pipes attached to that neck as well. One, of course, is his windpipe, and another one goes to his crop, which is up in there. This goes to his crop. This is actually his crop right in there. If you were to let this guy eat before butchering, this would be nice and full. So now we have that done. We're going to make an incision. We've flipped the bird back around. We kind of have its butt facing us. So there's this skin here between the butt and what would be the tip of its breastbone. I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to lightly make an incision there. Not too deep because you do not want to puncture the intestines. We're just going to kind of poke our way in there a little bit, kind of feel our way around. So you've gotten through the initial skin, and then of course you have another layer of skin there that you have to get through. I'm just going to, my knife's getting a little dull, as you can see. We want to get through there. There we go. Now we opened up the cavity. And we're just going to kind of pull that open a little bit. Slice along here until we get back to the leg. Here as well. Kind of cut that a little bit because that's holding his intestines into his stomach wall. Some people just tear it. So there you go. If you can see up in there, you can see his lungs. Okay, so now a lot of this work is just done by gravity. He's got a nice big chamber in there, so you can kind of just go in there, kind of scoop up everything that you can, and then you're just going to kind of pull a little bit. You don't have to pull real hard. Takes a little bit of tugging, but not a ton. Everything is attached in there. Whew, there we go. Let's see what we got here. And as you can see, gravity is going to kind of do a lot of the work for us. We'll get a lot of his major organs out. His lungs are still in there, his heart's still in there. It's been about a year since I've done this, so there's his little heart. And then, of course, the windpipe is always the hardest thing to get down through. You really got to kind of tug on that. That is actually probably the hardest that you're going to have to pull. So now we have everything kind of just sitting here like this. As you can see, most of the innards are right there. Carefully get your knife. He's got thick skin. Here you can see his tail. We're going to kind of move everything to the side a little bit. This knife is getting... We're gently going to cut down along, there's a bone here. You're just going to kind of run along that bone. Carefully not to puncture any of the contents of the stomach. So what we're going to do is we're eventually going to cut that tail off. So move the contents to the other side there.
Don't want to cut into the bile sac, which is this, because you will just ruin your meat.
Okay, so what we have here is everything is pretty much ready to go. Flip your bird back over. You're gonna see his tail here. Get your chompers. Make a little chomp there till you hear a crunch. And then it's just a matter of cutting everything just the rest of the way out. You see that okay?
Yep.
And into the bucket. What you're left with, here we have some lungs. I believe that's his kidney, one of his kidneys. You gotta dig those out. Can't leave those in there. They're the hardest part. So you kinda gotta get under them and rub your fingers along the inside of his rib cage to get out the lung material. Nice pink healthy lungs. He wasn't a smoker. That's good. Non-smoking farm. We don't let the chickens smoke around here. We used to let them smoke, but they got into vaping, and next thing you know, crazy things happened around here. One chicken had a man bun. It was weird. What we have here is a butchered bird. He's dripping a little bit. We want to clean him up. So we're just going to kick on the hose here. One-handed. And we're going to clean out his insides. I'm going to clean him off. Get any of that bloody nasties out of him. What we got here is a beautiful, beautiful chicken that our family will surely enjoy, our customers will surely enjoy, and it's a pleasure to be able to do this. I love doing it. There we go. Into the cooler he goes. Nice ice water. One down. So I guess I'm going to go back to the drawing board, maybe do a little bit of editing on this video, and hopefully it turned out okay. Always open to hints, suggestions, criticisms, comments. So it is now about 4:15. We've been doing this for about an hour and a half, and that's what we got. We got 4 beautiful chickens. Unfortunately, our ice is melted, but that's okay. We're just cooling them off anyhow. So, hour and a half, we got 4 chickens. Everybody lended a hand. Addison was begging to gut them, so he got his hands dirty, got his hands up in there, and got to pull out some lungs and hearts. But that's where your food comes from. I hope the video was informative. I'm not by any means a professional butcher. We're just doing what we've learned how to do to this point. Some trial and error along the way. So if you're scared of butchering your own chickens, don't be. It will be something that, it will be a learning experience, and either you'll do it again or you won't. So I guess that's all I got for today. Until next time, be good to one another and shop at local farms.